Hey, 143 fam, we're going to take a look at your horoscopes here, your love and your general overview. For those of you interested in a giveaway this month, I'm going to be choosing two winners. You'll get to decide between a free reading or a free healing session. If you'd like to be considered, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment below your video, and I will notify winners at the very end of the month. You guys who follow me on Instagram already know I'm at Urban Soul Guru, but I'm thinking of possibly merging my Urban Instagram with a private songwriter page. You're more than welcome to follow me there too, at Tony Writes Official. All of the contact information is in the box below. But let's jump into your horoscopes now and see what's in store for us. Hey Gemini, this reading is for Gemini Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to take a look at your general overview first, then love. I love timestamps down below. Gemini general overview. Gemini general overview. Spirit's saying what's difficult about this Mercury retrograde is not permanent. The word permanence, okay? The challenges are not going to last forever. What's irritating you isn't going to last forever. This also applies to relationships and people that show up again. These relationships may not last forever. However, there's a lesson here, especially for those of you having a particularly challenging time during this retrograde. And Gemini, let's be real, this is a tough one, okay? One, it's not permanent, but there is a lesson to be learned here. There's some sort of clarity. Spirit's saying for those of you who feel like you hit an emotional rock bottom, and it doesn't mean that the emotional rock bottom has to be extended over days or weeks to count here. It could just be a moment, a reactive moment where something pushes you past your limits, over the edge, and you're reactive and you sort of have a breakdown moment. There's something about that moment and that vulnerability. You're saying it's showing you, showing some of you that you're not happy in certain circumstances. There's something now that you can leave behind, or there's something now that you can change, but it takes those breakdowns to really gain some clarity. There's blessing here in this. Okay, so for those of you who are really struggling, you're just totally over Mercury retrograde right now, exercise a little bit of patience and ask for clarity in regards to those lessons, because what you're struggling with, it's not meant to just slow you down and to irritate you. There's something bigger. There's a bigger picture here. You should have that clarity before the end of it. But I think for many of you, it's like, you have that breakdown moment, and by the next day you're reflecting on it, like, why did I react like that? Why was I so emotional? What does that really mean? So dig deep there, okay? Because for some of you, it's supposed to be a jump off for some sort of change, okay? A catalyst for some sort of change. So let's get a little bit more clarity here. Gemini general overview. First card out is wedding. To be honest with you, in regards to relationships, and this isn't your relationship spread yet, but relationships are coming through pretty positive for you. I will say for exes, a circle back, because you know that that happens during the retrograde. Not all of these exes are meant to stay in the picture. Not even all of these people are meant for you to entertain any sort of conversation with, but there's a reflection there. There's some sort of powerful reflection. Maybe it shows you that a little bit more healing is needed. Somebody who triggers you emotionally shows you, okay, so maybe I'm not completely over this. But it gets you closer to this. It gets you closer to Spirit saying fulfilling commitment. For those of you in business, Spirit's pushing you toward fulfilling commitment in a workspace that is in alignment of your soul purpose. Okay, so for some of you, sometimes we break before we can grow. It's okay. It's a part of the process. Honor those moments, honor what's so challenging right now. And it doesn't mean that you have to like honor it and be happy in that exact moment, but in the days and the weeks that follow, reflect, because there's something bigger coming in. There's some Spirit saying there's something bigger coming full circle. It's more than just clarity, but the clarity is going to get you to some kind of commitment that you want and need at this time. For those of you where that applies to business, well, I love this. I think for many of you, we're talking about romantic partnerships here. Love sits at the center of this reading. First of all, what's coming in or what you're being pushed toward is work that you love. It's high vibing romantic love. It's somebody who who will be in the picture for the long term, a lifelong partner. But this applies to business. It's a new stage of something. Spirit's actually just saying a new stage, like a new like physical stage to stand on, a new platform to stand on. For those of you looking for or being urged to put your product or your voice or your creativity on more of a worldwide stage, there's a different stage or there's a new stage, but something's progressing here. But there's longevity, okay? There's longevity doing something that you love. There's also longevity in love. So that's what I'm saying with that card when it first popped. It's like, okay, this isn't necessarily your love reading yet, but look, if it's the dominant message, it comes through. This definitely pertains to love for any of you, okay? All of this followed by law of attraction. You're consciously manifesting this. Spirit's saying, it's not really meant literally, like be careful what you ask for. It's really, that's just a message of like, Gemini, you're going through some struggles at times, but it's a part of the process. Like this process of law of attraction, it can be uncomfortable to let people go. It can be uncomfortable when several situations fall through. We're doing that to honor what you've put out there, to do work that you love, to call in a partner that you love with longevity. Those little things, those little meetings, those little opportunities that you get so attached to, Spirit's like, that's not big enough. You're dreaming so big. And then sometimes in the physical realm, it's like, well, I want this thing to happen because I know this is of the highest good. And Spirit's like, you prayed for bigger. We're going to give you bigger. There's something bigger coming in. Okay. I don't think there's a lot of resistance. I just think it's human. When we go through uncomfortable situations or something falls apart or we get disappointed, it's like, why didn't I get a breakthrough right now? It's because Spirit's saying there's something bigger. There's something bigger. Exercise patience. You're not getting that breakthrough over the next couple of weeks. It's not going to happen during Mercury retrograde. If you feel like a breakthrough shows up during Mercury retrograde, it's not going to have the longevity that you see. And so that's where Spirit's saying, just like hold out, like see the messages, ask for what it is that you want, ask for this longevity. Or, hey, Gemini, you asked for this longevity. I'm going to give this to you now. This whole universe, these angels, all of this divine energy, we're in alignment with you, Gemini. You've asked. Now, please receive this at the highest level, okay? But I see challenges here, Gems. I see some Geminis really breaking down. Spirit is saying in those moments or on those days throughout the course of sea salt baths, beautiful thing, Gem, but you might need more than a sea salt bath. Spirit's saying to move the energy. Yeah, you want to cleanse first, especially if you're still in this, well, I think Geminis are always utilizing law of attraction. But if you feel particularly drawn toward very conscious law of attraction at this time, you always want to cleanse before you try to call anything in, because you want to cleanse yourself so that you're manifesting at the highest level, but you also want to make space, okay? But I'm seeing that sea salt baths, it's a good first step, but it's not enough. Do some energy healing here. Spirit saying move the energy. So movement of energy, that can be creative, that can be exercise. I feel like some of you really need to move your body, especially for creative Geminis who are not getting the exercise that they need. I'm seeing some Geminis not being outdoors enough. Okay, so some sort of exercise, movement of energy, fresh air, really important at this time. Cupid, center the reading, okay? Center the reading message. I'm telling you, Gemini, there's something bigger coming full circle, putting you in alignment with your life purpose, your soul purpose. Your soul purpose is clarifying love. This goes hand in hand. So if you're not sure what your soul purpose is, it's time to sit down and say, okay, I'm going to consciously brainstorm what it is that I love. You can take something that you love. Say it's creative. You like to do something creative in the creative arts, okay? There's so many different platforms that you can utilize. In what way can you showcase your creativity? There's probably not just one way. What way is most in alignment of what it is that you love to do? Something that you do anyway, that thing, that vision that you're constantly daydreaming about. That's your soul purpose right there. If you're feeling confused, it's almost because I'm seeing some Geminis like minds, right? Our minds constantly race, Gemini. I get it. It's endless. It's the blessing and the curse of the Gemini mind, the brilliant, the creative, but like the restless. You get these moments of clarity And I think some Geminis are talking themselves out of the clarity. You can trust it. Trust that what it is that you love is what you'll be rewarded for having the courage to do. Okay? So again, these breakdown moments, these setbacks, these frustrations, these exes coming back, it's all a mirror. There's clarity there. It's supposed to trigger you. You're supposed to be reactive in that moment so that you see what it is that you want, but also what it is that you need to change. Okay? Law of attraction, clarified by release and surrender. This to me comes through as that Gemini mind again, not allowing the clarity or the law of attraction to come full circle. Don't talk yourself out of the blessings. When this arrives, let it come all the way in, okay? You don't have to justify it. You don't even have to feel completely deserving, especially if it shows up and this law of attraction, this comes full circle quicker than you thought it would. Well, Gemini, when you manifest as a Gemini, things happen pretty quickly. We move through life quickly as Geminis. We move through life quickly. We move through ideas and creativity quickly. We speak very fast. Well, guess what? Law of attraction, we sort of have that on our side, okay? Something's coming full circle. Allow it to come all the way in. Stop talking yourself out of your blessings. It's not necessary at this time because you are deserving. And if there's anybody in your space, in your life, that's telling you or making you feel like you're not deserving, that's somebody that it's time to let go of. Crowning the whole reading is have confidence. If you don't have confidence in you yet, have confidence in the universe. Something big is happening, Gemini. We started talking about this last year. It was healing. There was a lot of creativity, but last year had to do with planting the seeds. And it's not that you're not still planting seeds. Keep planting the seeds. Continue to evolve your vision. You can ask universe for one thing, and a few months later or a year or two later, realize that you want to evolve the vision. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to change your mind and say, okay, universe, I've now fine-tuned what it is I want to do for work. I fine-tuned the kind of partner that I want and need and desire. So let me be a little more specific. Let me change up some things here so I've got the right energy out there. But have confidence that it's coming full circle. Wow. Oh, I have to show you this. Bottom of the deck, okay? Reward yourself, rewarded. You are being rewarded. Rewards are coming in. Okay? Also, bottom of the deck, shower of abundance. Have the courage to do what it is that you love. Don't allow anybody to distract you, but don't allow you to distract you either. I think as Geminis, we can distract ourselves pretty easily, right? Those thoughts are millions of different projects going on all at one time. There's something that you love the most. Do that. Make time for it. Starting this month. If there's a project that you love or something that you love, and maybe you've put it on the back burner, see, Mercury retrograde is a perfect time to circle back to something. Not necessarily the right time to start something new, but you can certainly brainstorm. You can certainly be putting out this energy for law of attraction. Keep in mind with the retrograde, you're going to want to factor in the shadow period, okay? So wait until you get closer to the end of March before you launch anything new or before you sign contracts. This also pertains to verbal commitments in love. Wait until the end of the month before you commit to anybody, because I do see some exes, even some older business partners circling back in. They have a message, they're an important mirror for something, but they may not be of your highest good to stay long term. And you miss that if you jump into a relationship or you allow somebody back in too quickly. Wait until the end of the month so you have full clarity here. There's something major happening, Gemini. So obviously, we have a crossover in love. Gemini in love. I'm just getting, I don't even know how to explain the energy. It just feels so good. It's stable. It's not when you settle in a relationship, but it's when you settle in. It's that blessed moment when you step out of the honeymoon stage with somebody and you settle in and there's security, but there's still love, physical attraction, excitement. You start to see true colors in your partner. They're seeing true colors in you, the good and the bad, but you're still really, really feeling each other. You're vibing, you're building, you're growing, you're loving each other deeper. That's the energy I'm sitting in here in terms of love for you, Gemini. So if you are consciously attracting love, if you are utilizing law of attraction at this time, that's what you're calling in. But I think for many of you, this has already arrived. So let's get a little clarity here. Let me get a couple of shuffles in though. I know that message came through like a little too quick, but that's what I'm saying. We get messages quickly and we can trust them. We can manifest it very quickly. You can trust it, Gemini. You can absolutely trust it. Just exercise a little bit of patience this month. I know it's been hard in love and business, on a personal level, in health, Gemini. Oh my God, trying to get this video out to Geminis. My entire setup the other day completely broke down. And then I tried to do Gemini again, and then another thing broke down, and I literally had to do energy work just to be able to sit as a Gemini doing Gemini's video during Mercury retrograde. I know this energy is intense, but there's something good here. So let's get a little bit more clarity in love. Gemini and love 20. Okay, this is a message for you, Gemini. It's coming in quick. Whatever you want is coming in quick. And it may not feel like it's coming in quick because Mercury slows you down. Watch out when Mercury goes direct. Watch out when Mercury goes direct. Center the reading. There is commitment here. There is engagement. I'm seeing someone being proposed to here, Gemini. Are you doing the proposing? Are you asking for somebody back? If that's the case, wait until after. I don't want that to fall on the ground. Wait until after the retrograde to ask somebody back. But yeah, it feels like there's different kind of love here, even if it's with the same person. Something has evolved. Someone has evolved. There's love here. It doesn't feel like you're settling. It feels like a settling in. And the way, and that those are the words Spirit's using, but the way that I'm feeling it, it's not like, okay, somebody's settling and they're not going to be content with this in a couple of years. It's settling in. It's growing roots with somebody. It's building a family with somebody. It's very positive. Very soon. Have I let go of control issues? Don't rush anything during the retrograde. That's all this is, okay? If you rush anything, you're going to block it, even when Mercury goes direct. So just sit in this with patience. I'm telling you, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. In love, in business, it is coming in. Give it a couple more weeks, okay? Let go of control issues. I do feel like somebody, and this isn't the only time I've ever channeled this for Gemini, but in terms of exes, they return. It feels like somebody controlled return, and they show up very peaceful. They show up very evolved. They show up very calm, not being that controlling person you remember, not being that pushy person. Spirit saying someone who doesn't respect your boundaries. They're not showing up as that, but that's that Mercury energy, that retrograde energy masking something. As soon as Mercury goes direct, whoever's still controlling, there's a spotlight on it. Whoever's showing up with any sort of toxic energy or negative energy, there's a spotlight on it because Spirit needs you to make space for all the good that it is that you deserve at this time. That's why it's important to not recommit to anybody until you get closer to the end of each. Wow. Couple cards popping all at once. I love this. Okay, this is commitment, center of the reading message. There's a recommitment, but for the majority of you, this doesn't really feel like old love coming back. If you've had a separation with somebody recently, that person feels like a positive soul, a positive partner to circle back. But all of this is clarified by self-love. Love yourself first. This is why you are manifesting something so positive at such a rapid pace, okay? You're going to have to trust in that because I don't think Geminis are feeling like anything is coming in super fast. If anything, you're frustrated because there's a slowdown. Trust me, this is all working in your favor. For those of you giving a relationship a chance after a separation, if this is newish, like the last couple of months, newish, and there's been a lot of healing, and this is something that you've been talking about prior to the retrograde, I do see somebody circling back in and in a partnership, really getting a second shot here. Just don't recommit yet. You can talk to somebody, you can spend time. Just don't recommit until the end of the month. Just make sure Mercury retrograde isn't masking some toxic energy or personalities or that kind of thing, okay? I do see reconciliations very likely, especially for those of you who have had a separation recently. Now, I feel like for some of you, this could be like a long-standing separation, like somebody maybe a year ago, you lost touch. If it's like way back, it's somebody where there really wasn't any drama. Like you lost touch because somebody moved away or you lived in different cities, that kind of a thing. That feels like somebody who come back. But I do caution you on just like all the exes circling back. Take your time. You know who this is. This person that you've separated from. There would still be a lot of love consciously here. What you've been attracting was a second chance. And so if that's what you've been trying to consciously manifest, that person is going to show back up probably before the end of the retrograde. Crowning all of this, religious factors, spiritual factors. You are calling in, if you want this, Gemini, if you are consciously doing this, you are calling in somebody very much in alignment with your soul purpose and spiritual journey. That's why you can settle in. That's why there's roots. That's why there's commitment. Because there's self-love. There's a spiritual journey, a spirit saying spiritual marriage. A spiritual marriage. I mean, it's the best of the best here. Express your love, somebody expressing love. But I'm seeing somebody expressing more love. This doesn't necessarily feel like new love though, Gemini. So for what it's worth, even for those of you who have met new partners, there's like this old soul kind of chemistry in the mix. Certainly soulmate energy here because it doesn't feel new, even if in this lifetime it is. This just doesn't feel like new energy. There's something so good here. Spirit also just said, in love, you want to make sure whoever you're with in love, that they support whatever it is that you're trying to launch professionally. They need to really believe in you, Gemini, because even if someone's smiling and encouraging you, but you're picking up energy that they're not really feeling what you're doing, or they're kind of jealous, or I don't know, maybe they don't think that you can succeed, whatever the case is, if you feel energy that isn't encouraging, it's going to impact you too much. It's going to trigger you too much and sabotage something work-wise. Make sure whoever this is, whether they're currently in the picture or somebody new, or somebody coming back, they have to support your career goals. That is a main message. Spirit's saying, like, make sure Gemini knows this. You don't have to settle if someone's not being supportive in terms of your career goals or business goals or creative goals. That is a huge red flag with that somebody you're probably going to want to be cutting ties with. But you get that clarity throughout Mercury retrograde, which can be triggering, which can be emotional. But honor the fact that, okay, Spirit is showing me that this person doesn't belong in my life, so I'm going to cut them loose because out of self-love, I deserve a partner who supports me and loves me and has my back, somebody I can build with here, someone who's not intimidated of all the things that I can accomplish as a Gemini. You'll call somebody bigger and better in, okay? But I think for the majority of you, this love feels very present. Or it's somebody who comes back after a recent separation, but they feel present. They feel really in this, Gemini. It's beautiful. Honor what comes up. Exercise some patience. Be willing to receive on the back end of Mercury retrograde, especially as we even get out of like the shadow period. Something major comes in. Okay, prepare for that and allow it to come all the way in. All right, Gemini, if you feel like you need more clarity, reach out. I'm available for private readings, for energy healing work. You guys know that I specialize in energy healing. I will be back mid-month for your mid-month love reading. But in the meantime, I'm sending you all so much love, light, gratitude. I know it's tough, Gemini. You can do it. We're almost through it, okay? I love you all so much. I'll see you back here soon.